Hello all, welcome back to my tutorial. In this video tutorial, I am going to talk about Git tutorial, how to use Git and how to set up a repository and how to check in files and how to create a branch, etc. I am using w3schools.com to learn our basics on Git. So let us start. This is a two video tutorial for Git, and in this first video we will talk about Git, and the second video we are going to talk about GitHub. And let us start. Git is a version control system, and what is the meaning of version control? Right? When you are developing a project, or when you are doing it as a writing a code as a developer, you will write coding in a file, and you will save and keep it in files, and it may be a single file or multiple files, and you will keep on developing the files. Okay, and then what will happen? One day you kept that file in your local laptop, and then you have written the entire code. Suddenly your laptop has crashed. For example, you have spent almost 2 weeks of work, and you have around 20 files, or or modified around 20 files, and you are ready to integrate into the main system. Now at this stage your laptop has crashed. So what will happen? You will not be able to recover the files, and you will have to develop from the scratch, and it is not sure that you will get the same code, and you will have to spend again 2 weeks of time, and we will not have that much of time, because we will already have agreed for a timeline, and our release date might be coming, and customer may be chasing us for completing the development, and adding into the release plan, and completing the testing, and making it a production release. But with this incident you will not be able to recover it, and then the entire release plan would actually jeopardize, right? So to avoid such instances, of course there are many other scenarios, but to avoid any such disasters or instances, we need to use a version control system, which will actually store the versions or the files into the common repository, and we need to ensure that the files are chucked into the repository every day, so that any untoward incident happens like this, the way we mentioned, right, laptop crash, we will not have any major impact, and the code will be in a repository, and we will able to check out once we get the new laptop. Okay, so this is one advantage, right? So that is what we are talking about. Git is a version control system. Git helps you keep track of code changes, and it can be a collaborative work. So that means if you need to work in a set of functions in a single file, and another person needs to work in another set of files or methods in a file. Okay, and then with this version control system you can merge and then make it as a common development in a later stage. But you can develop as individual, but later it can be merged and then make it as a common development after your individual testing is completed. So this is another advantage with the Git. So earlier we had evolved from a CVS version control system to the SVN version control system, and Microsoft has its own Microsoft Source Safe version control system. Now Git has become a famous, and uh, yep, I think we will go to that slowly. So I have installed GitHub from the for the Windows, and we are going to use uh, Windows version. So I search it with Git for Windows download, and then I got this git-scm.com, right, the site which lists all the packages. But we are using 64-bit Git for Windows setup. We download it and then use the required settings, and we are able to install in that. So and we are also get that shell, okay, the GitHub shell we have, right? We can actually do the commands and all those things here. Okay, so that is the setup part, but we are going to use the commands and examples mentioned in WP school, so to guide us to learn our GitHub. Okay, let us test the first commands. What is that? Let us test what is this hyphen version. So what is the version? So current latest downloaded version is git hyphen version is giving git version 2.45.2.windows.1. Okay, so you can get that through this command, and so let us go to the introduction. So Git and GitHub, right? Git is the local setup where you can actually have a repository, or you can check out and you can work on it, and then you can check into the repository. GitHub is the global repository, and which is actually acquired by Microsoft, and you can use it to check in the projects and work on the open source projects or your projects, and this is actually maintained by Microsoft. As I mentioned, it is used for tracking the changes, tracking the who made changes and code collaborations. So it will manage projects with repositories. As I mentioned, we can clone a project to a local copy and then work on it, make it as a staging, and then committing. And we can actually create a branch and work on it, and then merge that branch to the major. And then you can pull the latest version of the project to a local copy, pull local updates to the main project, or push local updates to the main project. Okay, so what we can do, we can initialize the git in a local repository. We will do that one. Then we can create a new hidden it will create a new hidden folder which is used to keep track of the changes, and then we can actually file is changed or added or deleted, we can it is considered as modified, and we can keep it in the stage, and then to the we can commit to make it to the permanent storage in the files in the repository. And you can also see the history based on the logs, and you can also retrieve based on the version, based on the version, right? So yeah, as you can see, GitHub is a used for worldwide developers to use on the open source, and to get it examples, to download it, experiment it, and okay, it's a hub for 70% of developers, and it you can download from anywhere and work on the project from anywhere. Okay, so you can also set up, right? GitHub is not same as Git is not the same as GitHub. GitHub makes tools that use the Git, right? Okay, and Git is the largest host of source code in the world, and has been owned by Microsoft since 2018. So in this tutorial we will talk about only Git, and in the next tutorial we will discuss about Git and GitHub and its following features. Okay, so let us start now. How to install? As I mentioned, I used git-sem.com. You can search it and download it, and then use as it is guided, and install it. It will install, and then a bash a shell will be available, and which you can utilize to get it. Now you can use to configure the user IDs, right? Let us do that one. Okay, so git config hyphen global test2 user dot name user dot name test2. Now let us also configure the email ID, git config hyphen config user dot email Since it is a test, I'm just using test2 dot test. I will use the same. Okay, so both users are so we have to give command, right? So, okay, so this is done. We have created user ID. So global means everybody in this computer will be able to use it. Okay. So now let us actually create the repository. Okay. So I have already created my project one or my project. So now let us actually do that. I'm already in my project one. So let us go back and then see mkdir project 2. Okay, this is the repository which we are going to do. Now let us go to the cd my project. So this is the repository we have. Okay, so let us actually check what is that. We are in a repository 2. Now what we are going to do, we need to initialize the git in local repository, right? Git init. Okay, so now we have initialized the repository. Okay, so let us actually check on creating the you know uh, or creating the new files and then adding into the repository. So I have created a file and let us copy this file. Okay, let us copy this file and add this in my project too, right? That is the place we have created. This is my project repository. Okay, so let us verify what happened. ls, see, test.html is the file. Okay, now let us go back. Okay, so this is the file we created. Now we wanted to actually add this into the repository, right? We want to add this into the repository. Okay, so we have seen what is the file. Now let us check what is this file. Git status. So untracked file, there will be a tracked and untracked. So this is not actually checked in, right, or added into the file. So we have two files. So this is a tracked file, nothing added. So we cannot do anything right now, right? So let us check what we need to do. Okay. So this is the staging environment. Before commit, if we add, then that is called the staging environment. So we are actually going to add this file, okay, into the repository. Now we added, right? Let us check. Git status. You see? So now let us verify if they want to add. So let us create a another file, readme.md. There is notepad. Here it is. Okay. So let us create a new file. Save as. readme.md. Okay, and then let us create one more file, bluestyle.css. Okay, bluestyle.css. Okay, so we have created these files, and we are going to change it. Okay, now what happened? We have actually checked in the old file, but we are going to change this with the different data. Okay, there is a change. This is the this is the change. So we have added styles here, right? Okay, so now let us see what is the status, right? So test.html is changed, and then we have actually untracked files called bluestyle.css, readme.md. Okay, so now we can use add hyphen all. Okay, so this has added into the stage, right? If you check again git status, okay, so it has not changed. Okay, changes to be committed, it has given what are the changes. Okay, now let us check this one. Okay, now what we need to do, it is not committed. So now what we are going to do is we are going to commit. That means we are going to permanently add into the repository. So we are going to commit, you know. So master, that is the master, and this has actually committed into the check git status, right? No branch master, nothing to commit, working tree, clean. Okay. So minus m is a message, right? So when we make small changes using the staging environment seems like a waste of time. So you can directly, okay, change this directly into the system with the minus, okay, minus a. If you give a minus a, for example, let us change this one. Okay, let us change this one and add it here. We are not actually using a add, and then all those things are not required. If you are confident that it is going to be a it can go into the direct repository, right? So what you can do is we can actually do that with the minus commit minus a git commit minus a minus m. Okay, updated index.html, sorry, test.html, ours is test, right? Test.html with a new line. This is the change it happened. So it will automatically commit without any staging. The file is committed. So but always remember not to do this one. You always need to go through the staging, review it, and then you can actually get that commit done. So another way we can actually check what are the changes done, we can actually give git log. Then it will give the files, okay, that are changed, when they are changed, right? All those things will be there. So we can actually use this command to see that people are okay, committing it in a proper way, and then they are able to following the process. So there are set of comments on commit. So um, come to this video or pause it and then read it. Okay, so a lot of comments are there, uh, right. You can include specified files. Okay, add specified files to index for commit. Only you can include only the files or minus a for all. Okay, iteratively add changes. So a lot of commands are there. You can pause and review it and then understand the help command with the help command. Git help also you will get, and Git also has a set of commands. Diff, if you want to use, right, show the diff, Git diff and the two files or version 1 version 2, you will actually get what is the difference between you know so if you see GC, it will actually clean up unnecessary, optimize the local repository. But you all understand the commands, okay, before using. So install, configure, and go through each command and then understand the usage of each command. I am going to talk about only the important commands in this tutorial. If you want a special video with all the commands to be explained, give you write in a comment so that I can explain you with the examples. Okay, so let us move forward. So now let us talk about branches. Now till now we have local repository, but we are directly working on. What will happen if you want to create a branch and work it on it, and multiple people are there, multiple branches can be created, and then they can work it, and later they can actually come back and then review it and then merge it, right? So that can be done. So you can do that through the branch. So let us do that. Let us create a branch. Okay, so git branch hello world hyphen images is the branch. Okay, and let us see what are the branches. So there are two branches. One is hello world images and other one is master. Okay, so let us actually now, what do you want? We want to check out our we want to check out the branch, right? We want to check out the main files into the branch. Okay, so we are in master now. So I use a tab and entire thing has come. Now we have checked out. Now let us move to the branch, right? Now branch we cannot use the CD. Okay, so let us do the changes in the main file, but we need to save this in a let us do the changes. Okay, so we will save in the same file, but let us go through that. So I did the changes, right? Now let us save it. Okay, where is that? It is in the branch, right? Now let us see what is its status. Okay, this file is modified on branch. We are actually in a branch. So let us actually come back to this. Okay, git add, right? We are actually adding all. Okay, we have actually done into the staging. Let us let us check now what is the status. So it is modified, so it is not committed, right? We need to actually now do the commit. Okay, so this file is committed in a branch, right? We changed the branch, correct? Now let us see what we have. We have another file called image hello.jpg. Okay, so we don't have that, but let us actually create a file. Okay, with image hello.jpg. It is a image file, but since I'm actually working on text, let us actually keep it as a text currently. So don't worry, I'm just keeping as a text file, but it can be any file. Okay. So another file is created. Let us actually do that. Uh, Now we have. So we are actually checking out. So we have what we need to do. We have a we have to add the image file also. Let us commit that, right? We need to add, right? So let us add it and then let us commit added file. Okay, one more file is added. Now this is in the branch, right? Now let us move back to the major main branch, master branch. Okay, git checkout master. Okay. Now we switched. If you want to switch to the other one, you have to git checkout hello world. So we have checked out. That is a separate branch. Now let us go back. Git checkout master. Okay. Now you see here only three files were there, right? The other file was not there. Okay. So now what we need to do? So now we have three files. Is no longer there, and if we open this file HTML, we can see that code reverted to what it was before, right? Now I want to actually create an emergency fix. Okay, so what I need to do, I can actually create an emergency fix now with the -b option. Git checkout -b emergency fix. So it has created a new branch. So in our image branch there is a file, right, with the image, but in this we are going to actually fix some other data. Okay, in this, because there is some emergency fix is there. Okay, now what is happening, I'm going to add this file. Okay, now if you see, right, repository has gone. Okay, because that is changed, correct? So this is changed, right? these files are changed. Now it is actually I actually fixed it because this is the different branch. Okay. Now what happened? It is in different branch, and I actually corrected with the emergency fix. Now what I will do? I just check what is the git status. Right? The test.html is modified. Now I am in a emergency branch. Now I'm going to add git add index add test.html. So this is done. Okay. So this is the emergency fix. Okay. So what we need to do? This we can actually do that in emergency fix, and we can actually work. Okay. On that particular on that particular branch for emergency fix, and you can actually do some fix, and then you can release, but it is not committed. Okay. So you can actually, now let us go back, git checkout master. Okay. Now switch it to the master. Right. Now what happened? You see, switch it to the master. So now what we are going to do? We are going to merge that emergency. Git merge emergency. You see, because that is the modify. It is showing that there is a change. Now we are actually merging. Already up to date. Okay, it is already merged. Okay. Now both are same, right? Now we can actually delete the emergency. That fix is already gone into the main branch. Now we can delete that. Git branch -d emergency, because that is no longer required. Right. Now what is happening? We have, what are the branches? We have allow all images and master. Right. Now let us check out to our main our branch. Right. So there is some data which is actually pending. Okay. So now what we need to do? It is already giving. Give it commit, git add all. Okay. Now git commit -m added a new image. Right. That has a new image. Correct. One file uploaded. Correct. It was not there. Now let us go to the master, and then merge. Hello world images. Now it is merged. Right. Now git status, nothing to commit. Right. Okay. So this is how we have created the branch, we have created the merge, and we have committed, we have uploaded the file, we have We have changed the file, we have created the branch, we have created the emergency fix, we have done it, and then we have gone back, we have resolved the issues. Okay, so come back to this tutorial, and then you can read it multiple times and experiment it. Okay, so you will actually get all the files which are actually available. Okay, that is all about. Okay. So that is all about this tutorial, and thank you for watching. If you like it, you can actually comment, and we can discuss more contents. And in the next tutorial, I'm going to talk about GitHub. Okay, thank you.